All right. Um, I wanted to make a video to kind of mark how much I've changed and grown over the years, based on recent events of intervening on an assault, stopping an assault. Um, for a lot of my life, I didn't really care about anything. I didn't feel anything. I didn't care about anything because it seemed like nobody cared either. God didn't care either. And I felt correct in this. Being a victim of abuse, of many forms of abuse myself on the receiving end, I didn't think anybody cared, not even God. I thought if God cared, he would have stopped it. Something. But he didn't. So most of my life, I've been numb, disconnected, stopped caring entirely about all of humanity. I did. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. No shit. It's like, if God wants to burn me and the world, let's do it. I was like that for decades. Burn me at any time, God. Burn me at any time. But anyways, here's how I've changed and how God's changed me and my heart over the last 10 years. I swore I would never care about humanity. I swore I would never care, ever. But here I am. Proof that I care. Proof that I do care. If I didn't care, I would have kept on driving and not intervened on the assault I was seeing. If I didn't care, if it was the old me, I would have kept on driving. Like, good luck, have fun, see ya, see ya. I went through it as well, have fun. If I went through it, you can go through it, have fun. That would have been the old me, and God knows it. I went through that too. God didn't do shit. You can go through it as well. I don't care. That's the old me. And even in my earlier videos, the old me is still there. If you want to be abused, have fun. I ain't gonna save you. Be abused. That's the old me. If I went through the abuse, you can too. That was the old me. But God knows I've changed. With God's help, I've changed. A miracle is happening. Has happened. I've changed, and God knows it. Literal proof of me changing. Me turning around to stop an assault. That's proof. Proof that I've changed. Proof. Some heart is left within me. There's some heart there still that cares. Because I'm seeing that Jesus did care. He cared. So I'm like, if someone cares, maybe I should care. He showed me it's okay to care. But I don't know. The old me. Yeah, the old me would have either kept on driving or even a kind of a middle ground me would have turned around and just finished the guy with the gun. just took him out. The more middle ground from here. The oldest version me would have kept on driving. The middle version from here to the old me would have turned around and just killed the guy. Chased him down, hit him, made sure, even if he tried to get away, just chase him down. You know what I'm saying? Shoot him. Make sure he's dead. drive away. That would have been the middle ground me. Not the old me. That would have just kept on driving. The middle ground me would have just ended the guy, drive away. Whatever happens to me after that, oh well. Oh well. But me, these days, this is big. This is how I've changed. This is how God has changed me. And it didn't hit me how much God has changed me. Because most of my life, I'm like, no one cared about me. I don't care about them. No one cared about me. God didn't care about me. I don't care about anybody else. God's blessing everybody in my face. Fuck everybody else. That was me most of my life. God knows. No one cared about me. Why should I care about anybody else? God didn't care about me. Why should I care about God? I don't care. That was me most of my life. I'm like, me being born was a big waste of time. Me being born was the biggest waste of time and decision that I've ever made. If there was one person that thought he made a mistake by being born, it was me. It was me. I'm like, this was a mistake. Even sometimes these days, I still think it's a mistake that I was born. How many people can say for 30 years straight it was a mistake they were born? Like I can. That's how much. I'm like, you get the point. You get the point. I'm like, God was a disappointment. Everybody else was a disappointment. God was favoring everybody else as well. This whole world's been a disappointment. Me being born was a mistake. That was me for a while, a long time. That was me for a long time. Hoping for the instant death. The instant death. And God knows it. I was hoping for the instant death out of nowhere to get me off this planet. That's how much I hated it here. That's how much I didn't want to be here. That's how much I thought my life was a mistake. That I was hoping for the instant death at any moment in time. Instant death, however way possible, I'll accept it. I'll accept any instant death at any instant time. That was me for a long time. I was pretending to live, hoping for the instant death the whole time. I'm kind of like that a little bit these days. I'm kind of like that still. Because I don't think God can deliver on anything. I'm like, God can't deliver on anything anyways. Instant death. Take me away. I'm just like, God can't fulfill a promise anyways. Instant death, just take me. I knew he couldn't fulfill a promise anyways. Instant death, please take me. I'm kind of like that still. I've gone 10, 11, 12 years, longer than I wanted to, with no promise from God. I'm like, instant death, take me away. That's why he's convinced me to keep going. He's like, I assure you, I'll bless you like Job or whatever. I'm like, I don't care, just kill me. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care if it makes you a liar. I don't care if it makes you a liar in front of everybody. I don't care. That's where I'm at. I'm like, just kill me. I'm in pain every day. I don't care anymore. I stayed alive way longer than I thought I could. Show me what your purpose is. I'll do your purpose, and let's just call it good. Let's just call it a day. But no, God doesn't want that. He's like, still trying to convince me. Good things are still coming ahead. Good things are still coming ahead. I still don't really care. I don't. I'd rather have. This is true. I'd rather just like in the movie I just saw about the gambler. He's like, life is a disappointment. Might as well just get it over with. That's what he said in the movie The Gambler. I've never seen it before. It's probably no accident I rented it, that I got that movie The Gambler. He's like so reckless he doesn't care about his own life. That's kind of like me, and that's probably why I watch it. That's probably why God had me get that movie. Because I'm like, I never heard someone say that. Like I say, life is just a disappointment. Everyone's a disappointment. God's a disappointment. Might as well get it over with. That's what that guy says, and that's what I've said most of my life. It is. God knows it. I'm like, everyone's a disappointment. God's a disappointment. God's the biggest disappointment. Everyone else is just, they have excuses. They're not God. They have excuses. God doesn't. I'm like, God's the bigger disappointment. Don't care if you hear me. Uh, Everybody else, their disappointment as well. That's how it was. Even kind of still to this day. Might as well get it over with. Just everyone dies. Might as well get it over with. I've been like that for decades. Decades. To the point where I'm like, God, you can't fulfill a promise. It's okay. Just get it over with. Take me out. It's okay. People have told me you can kill me. Just do it. That's the kind of life I've lived. Just to give you an idea. That much disappointment. That's heavy disappointment. That you won't even give God himself a chance. You've been that disappointed in God. You won't even give him a chance. You gave him a little chance. You gave him 10 years of a chance. Then you're like, okay, that was good enough. That was enough time, God. Get me off the planet. That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. Like, God disappointed me so much in life that he gave me mercy. He gave me 10 years longer. So I've been alive 10 years longer than I wanted to be because he promised me things. Those promises didn't happen. So I'm like, okay, the promises didn't happen. You can take me off the planet now. No joke. Like, the promises didn't happen like I assumed. Take me off the planet. That's how serious shit this is. The man is taunting God as if he can't deliver on shit. That's how disappointed I've been in God. Heavy disappointment. Heavy. Insane disappointment. Insane. I turned my back on God as a kid. I was so disappointed. I never looked back. I never looked back. It was God that got me. It was God that got me. That's what I kept saying. Jesus came to get me. He did. I didn't try to find God. I didn't try to search for God. I was so disappointed. I tried to get as far away from God as possible. As far away from God as possible. I was so disappointed. No joke. So when God's trying to help me, I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna end well. This ain't gonna end well. Promise me stuff. I'm like, that ain't gonna happen. All these promises. One promise did happen. So I'm like, okay, maybe God cannot lie. Maybe. No joke. So it's been like 10 years longer. No promises happening. So I'm like, that gives me enough weight to get off the planet. I'm like, no promise happened. Get me off the planet, God. You didn't deliver. That's how much disappointment I've been in God. I'm like, I need you to disappoint me. Get off the planet. Get me off the planet. No joke. No joke. Can you see? Can you see how unimpressed by God I've been my whole life? So unimpressed. I'm like, it was a total mistake. I was born. Total mistake. I was born. You proved your disappointment. Total mistake. I was born. No joke. But anyways, enough about that rant. Of how I see God as some klutz that can't get me out of pain if his life depended on it without killing me. Can't get me out of pain without killing me. I'll say that. I'll say that. Creator of all things, can't get me out of pain without killing me. Interesting, for sure. Enough about that before he strikes me dead. But oh well. That's how much I don't believe in God totally, or think he can deliver on anything. Even if he struck me dead, I don't care. It's crazy. I don't care. Really, I don't. Even with the threats of hellfire, even with the threats of outer darkness, even with all threats, I don't care really. Kinda. Still not really. Like, the God that watched all the abuse against me, he wants to threaten me? Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Do your worst. Do your worst. Anything's better than what you watch me go through. Anything. Even if it's hellfire, it's better than what you watch me go through. That's how much disappointed I was in you, God. That's how much disappointed. I was willingly wanting to go to hell for eternity. That's how disappointed I was in God. Willingly to live this life. Willingly just go straight to hell. Straight there. That's a big mistake I made by being born for God. That's how big a mistake I made. I did. Like, what? Go straight to hell without even living life at all? Just straight there? You bet your ass. That's how disappointed in God I was. As a kid, even. So disappointed in God as a kid, I didn't care what happened to me. I didn't care. Didn't care. Just like the guy at the gambler. Life's a disappointment. Might as well get it over with. That was no accident. That line was in that movie. That's exactly what I've said most of my life. Life's a disappointment. God's the biggest disappointment. Might as well get it over with. Might as well get it over with. Find some way to kill yourself. Slowly, fastly, find some way. Life's a disappointment. That's how I thought most of my life. So, no joke. That's why it's so hard to repair me. Because I lived as if God was a disappointment for so long. That's why it's so hard to repair me. I don't even believe in God fully, that he can do shit. That's another reason why it's hard to repair me. I don't believe he can do anything. Not really. I still think, even to now, that God will leave me hanging. Hanging in some way, even to now, a little bit. If I'm still entertaining death, a little bit, I still think God will leave me hanging, disappoint me, can't deliver on something. I'm kind of dancing on that a little bit. Because even he knows I've exhausted most of my money. I've exhausted most of my money trying to heal myself, stay alive. I've exhausted most of my money. I'm like limping on. No promises delivered by God. Nothing. So he knows I'm like teetering. I'm like, it's either you take me out, God, or I will. Before I'm homeless. You know what I mean? I can't. God knows I can't be homeless with the health conditions I have. I can't. I have to make a decision. And people don't get that. I do. That's why people like you, JR, matter to me. You coming through matters to me. It's life or death. But anyways, enough about that. But the me going to the forefront of the Christians is twofold. It's twofold. One, I don't think God can deliver on shit that he said he would deliver on. I don't think so. Two, I'm taunting God that he's not better than me in every area. The Christians ask me straight up, like, do you believe in Jesus? I'm like, trying to. Being honest, trying to. It's not a full yes. It's not a full yes. I don't fully believe in Jesus. That's crazy. With his obvious help for 10 to 12 years straight, I still don't believe in him 100%. That's how disappointed in God I've been. That's how disappointed in God I've been. Jesus is helping me 10 to 12 years straight. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Damage has already been done. It has. Oh yeah. Like when Jesus intervened, when I consider Jesus intervening finally, after a million years later, from abuse, a million years later, in my opinion, he finally intervenes. I was like, oh, now you come to help me. Now you think you can repair me. Now you can do something. That's how I was. I'm like, yeah, right. I never believed he could help me for a second. It was way too late. I was giving up. As if there was no God. I was going to flip off Jesus in the afterlife if I ever saw him. I was. And if I didn't see him, even better. Even better. That's how disappointed I was. That's a big statement. It's a huge statement. To be that disappointed in Jesus himself. That disappointed that you would just end your life, flip him off, go to wherever. No joke. That's how disappointed you were. That's the kind of person I once was. These days, I've changed a little bit. A little bit. And here's how I know this incident about the assault. This is how I know I changed a little bit. Like I said, the old me would have done things differently. I've been like, I got abused too. Suck it up. Suck it up. I got abused as well. God didn't do shit as well. I took it. You can take it. See you later. That would have been the old me. Or I would have turned around, shot the guy, drove off, and be like, I cared a tiny bit to take the guy out. But these days, I did things totally different. I'm putting my full faith in God that he knows what he's doing on this road. So much so, I'm like, if Jesus doesn't need weapons, I don't either. I'm being serious. Anything Jesus can do, or did, I can do. If he can do his entire mission on this earth without a single weapon, I can as well. Anything he can do, I can do. If someone wants to kill me, so be it. It's what I want anyways. It's what I want anyways. Do me a favor. I got nothing here anyways. There's nothing here anyways. Empty promises from God still, in my opinion. But enough about that. But here's the point. So in the Gladiator movie, there are different points he's at during that movie. His way of being, his way of thinking. You know what I mean? Throughout that movie. And God knows that a lot of that movie hits home. Being a slave, being disappointed in God, throwing in your sword, you're not going to fight anymore. Scratching off the God tattoo, anything about God, you're so disappointed in God. Everything about that movie resonates. Except this other part. Until now. And God knows that this is where I am on the gladiator journey. Like, people think I'm joking. The relatability of that movie to my life. It's very real life happening. And this is the point I'm at now. In that gladiator movie, this is the point I'm at now of how he is. Before that, he's a slave. He's disappointed in God. He's killing everybody in the arena. He's killing everybody. He's like, are you not entertained? He's angry as hell. I've been there as well. I have. Even kind of still, I'm like, taunting God. You not entertained? Can't deliver on shit. Did all this shit. You're nothing. I've been doing that for a while. But now I can see how I hit a different point. Finally. And this is the point of the gladiator's road that I've hit. And it's completely true. I've hit this point. when he's fighting one-on-one with their best champion of the past. He's fighting their best champion of the past with all the tigers around. You know that in the arena when the tigers are all around, he's fighting their best champion. And eventually he knocks the champion down, and he's about to he has him beat. Maximus has him beat, and he's about to make the final finishing kill. He's about to kill the finishing move, and everybody's cheering for him to kill him. You know, everyone that cheered him before, he was just taking out everybody. You know, and this is key, and this is why I relate to it. Despite the whole crowd cheering him to kill him, and the emperor wanting him to kill him, the emperor himself wanting him to kill him, make that act of murder, basically. Maximus throws down his weapon and does not kill him. He shows him mercy. And I feel that's what I did as well. I let the guy go. I showed mercy. And I never would have done that before. Never. And God knows it. The mercy that God has shown me so far, that I keep getting reminded of, his mercy that he's shown me this far. I remembered that. And so I was merciful. And when he was merciful in the movie, the crowd still loves him. They still love him. They cry out, Maximus, Maximus the Merciful. They start cheering him anyways. And that's what I felt from the heavens. They were cheering me anyways. I didn't execute him like the gladiator I used to be. the killer that I mentally was back in the day. I didn't do that. You know, I just threw down my weapon. And I felt like I passed the test or something. I passed the test or something. Or something. I showed mercy. For the first time, really. Of making a decision of mercy. I could have rode that guy down. I could have knocked him off his motorcycle, killed him. I could have. But I didn't. I showed mercy. For some reason. Mainly because God has proven things to me. That's the main thing. He's proven a lot of things to this point. He has. To make me merciful. Towards the wicked, basically. To make me merciful. God has done that much changing within me, proving that much to me, that at that moment I was merciful. I was. Yep. Yep. I was merciful. Because God knows, for a lot of my life, I thought my life was just over. It was just done. I was just going to get revenge on my abusers. After I got revenge on my abusers, took them out, I was going to take myself out. God knows that's what I was going to do. They caused that much, they ruined my life. They caused that much damage, destruction on me, that I'm like, all that's left for me, God didn't give a shit anyways. All that's left for me is to get revenge, take myself out, and just get it over with. That's why God keeps reminding me on this road. It is. That vengeance is his. He keeps reminding me. Because he knows my mind keeps slipping back to wanting to get revenge. Because if anybody, eye for an eye, I have the right in my mind They got away with shit. They did. God knows it as well. They got away with shit against me. They did. They thought they got away with it. They didn't know I was coming back for revenge. That's why God's like, whoa, don't get revenge. Vengeance is mine, I say the Lord. Remember my mercy on you. God keeps reminding me. He does. So I don't get revenge and just end my life. Like I originally just wanted to. I didn't think God gave a damn, so that was the only alternative, really. It was the only alternative. They ruined my life entirely. I probably still have brain damage from it all. All the shit I did to survive it all the trauma. I have CPTSD. My life is ruined. You know what I mean? It is. I'm like, I can't even live a real life anyways, God. Just kill me. You not intervening in my life killed me anyways. That's what I'm telling God. I can't repair myself no matter what I do. God does not get that. Still. He still keeps saying it's not over. I'm like, God, this is pointless. I'm like, God, this is pointless. See how crazy this is? It's so crazy to me. God doesn't intervene for most of my life against abuse, scapegoating, car accidents, physical assaults against me. God doesn't do shit. And then he won't let me end my life. He won't let me get revenge. He won't let me, he just wants me to live and keep on going. No promises fulfilled. I'm like, this is pointless as hell. This is a joke, right? This is a joke, right? That's how crazy this road is. But the only way this road can keep going is if God lived my whole life. Like I said before, it's insane how he's been able to keep extending this. I'm like, it's been insane to me. I'm like, there's no way you survived all that shit and came back. Lived a real life, had a wife and kid. There's no way. I'm still saying that. There's no way. Like, just kill me. Or, haven't I done enough to help your kingdom? Take me off the planet like Enoch. Like, if you wanted me to do a purpose, you should have defended me for hell's sake. Showed you cared about me or something. Because for 29 years straight, I lived like you didn't give a shit, God. And it was obvious to everybody else that you didn't give a shit about me. It was so obvious, it wasn't even funny. Ask anybody in my family at any point in time, like I've said in other videos. Even ask them now. I'm no contact. Even if you asked them now, if God gave a damn about me, they would have said no. Even now, they would say no. Even now. Even with God helping me all this way, if you were to ask any member of my family, they would say no. If God cared about me, they would say no. No bullshit. Psychopaths that think they're telling the truth based on what they saw, they would say no. God did not care about me. It's been even hard for me to be convinced that God cares about me. Even still, I still think he'll leave me hanging. Still. In some ways, I think it'd be better if he just takes me out before I get left hanging. That's why I taunt God. I'm like, just kill me. It's better than being left hanging. False hope to nowhere. Just keep giving me false hope to nowhere like you've been giving me. It's better to just kill me. Get it over with, you know? Just admit you can't heal me. Just kill me. I did my best. Just kill me. But no, he's like, no, there's still hope. There's still hope. It's like, I'm sending people to help you out, like JR. Like, all right. Still some hope. For now. I'm still just limping on. Even still. I told somebody this, I told another survivor this as well, and I meant it. Think about this. Even if I was given $1 million right now, and I utilized the $1 million uh, correctly in every way, I utilized the $1 million correctly in every way, I still would not be healed. Totally. Still, even with $1 million I would utilize, I've already spent more than $1 million on insurance to try to repair me. I didn't know God was going to help me and keep me alive. I didn't know that. I was just going to be dead. So since God changed all that, I've been spending a lot of money trying to fix myself. I'm like, oh shit, I'm alive. I gotta, fuck. No shit. My plan was not to live this long. It wasn't. It's a curveball in my face. My plan was not to live this long. I was just supposed to be dead. You know what I mean? If you're dead, you don't have to repair yourself. You don't have to spend any money. If you're poor, oh well, you're dead. You know what I mean? Like, no one cared anyways. Me being dead's no big deal. Everyone thought I'd be dead anyways. No joke. I'm like, if God cared, he would have done something when I was younger. If God cared. That's why I didn't think he cared. That's why I was like, that's why when I try to take myself out, at any point in life, try to take myself out, it was like, I've said this before, it was like I was just brushing my teeth, chewing bubble gum. It was so casual. That's how much I didn't feel that anybody cared about me. That taking myself out was just like brushing my teeth, chewing bubble gum. It was another day in the park. It was no big deal. That's how uncared about I felt by everybody, even God. That just finishing myself off was like brushing my teeth. Another day at the park, no big deal. Brush my teeth, I'm dead. No joke. That's what's so insane about this road. I was so destroyed in so many ways, it's not even funny. Because I didn't think God gave a damn. I was so destroyed. And then I'm like, Jesus saw that all coming? Jesus knew that was all coming the whole time? Bullshit. Jesus survived all that shit. All that damage. Over all those years, Jesus survived that bullshit. Bullshit. That's what Jesus has been trying to convince me this whole way. He survived and healed it all. Up to this point. He survived and healed it all. Maybe he's healed a little bit. A little bit. But in my opinion, he hasn't healed me the whole way. Not even close. I'm like, just kill me. I won't tell anybody. I won't tell anybody you can't heal me. Can't deliver on a promise. That I'll make you a liar if I die. Anyways, but that's just the point I've hit at this point. I've never hit this kind of a point in the gladiator's journey in that movie. I've never hit this point in his journey. Not this point. Where he's merciful. And that's where I feel like I'm at. I'm at the merciful part of the gladiator's road. I'm at the point where he's merciful. He's not angry at the gods like a motherfucker, like he used to be, like I used to be. Just so fucking angry at the gods that he wouldn't even help God. even for any prize, he wouldn't help the gods. You know what I mean? I've been there. God's like clearly helping me. I've been there where I'm just throwing blessings in the trash in front of God. No joke. I've even made videos about that back then. God's clearly blessing me. I'm just throwing it in the trash. That's what I thought about God. I'm not joking. He knows I'm telling the truth as well. That's what I thought about God. How disappointed I was in Him. Everything. That even when I was being clearly blessed by God, I was throwing it in the trash for all to see. For all to see. Money, trash. Money from God, trash. No joke. Who throws away money? I do. If I know it's coming from God, throw it in the trash. No joke. That's where I was back then. Maybe I've changed a little bit. I don't know. Back then, I wouldn't have been merciful. No, I wouldn't have. Not even against myself would I have been merciful back then. I basically stayed alive this long, thinking things would have gotten a lot better by now than they have been. So I feel ripped off. So I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm like going to God's face. Yanking blessings in front of everybody. Like, God, prove to me you're not a liar. That's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing these days. Prove to me you're not a liar in front of everybody. Prove it. Prove you're better than me. No joke. Yep. I was pretty disappointed most of my life in God. Pretty disappointed. No joke. So disappointed. It's been literally impossible for God to help me Himself. That's how disappointed in God I was. It's been literally impossible for Him to help me directly. He has to help me in many different ways. Like I said, back a few years ago, 5, maybe 7 years ago, when God was helping me, and He was clearly helping me, I was like, I was still disappointed that I was just like throwing blessings in the trash can. I was throwing blessings in the trash can from God. I was just throwing it in the trash. Like, I don't care. No joke. Dust and air, God. Dust and air. Show me something of value. Still waiting. Still waiting. Show me something real. Show me something real, God. Dust and air. That's all I see still, in a way. But anyways, enough about that. Everybody knows that the gods just sit on the sidelines while the gladiator does all the fighting. I've learned that most of my life. But God has proven that He fights hard. He does. That's what he showed me, that He can fight hard too. More than the gladiator can fight. He can fight as well. That's what He's trying to show me. We fight together. But it took like 29 years for God to obviously fight. I'm not joking. 29 years of my life it took to show me no obvious fighting of God for me. No obvious. Couldn't even get me out of pain either. I asked God to get me out of pain. He couldn't do that. For years, I asked God to get me out of pain from a car accident that the doctors couldn't help me with. He couldn't even do that. You see why I don't believe that God can do much. I asked God for like years to get me out of pain. Couldn't even do it. Even now, he can't even do it. Even now, he can't. That's why this road's interesting. God's still trying to prove that he's legit. Still. He's still trying to prove he's legit. I don't fully believe he is in every area. I don't fully believe it. Not like some of you do. That's for sure. Some of you believe God is legit in all areas, way more than I do. Way more. I'm not certain about some areas with God. Not some. I verified some areas with God that he's legit. Not every area. I'm not totally dead certain. He's better than me in every area. I'm not dead certain. I'm not. So. I haven't said God is good and meant it. I haven't. Even still. So. But I did look at that kid that was just smiling up in the front with a big smile. I'm like, I wonder if that's how God saw me when I was a kid. I was the apple of his eye. I was just that kid that was just smiling. Totally innocent. Before God didn't defend me. For shit. I was totally innocent with a big smile on my face. Before God didn't do shit to defend me. Before that. Maybe I was the apple of his eye. Because for that moment, I could see it. I'm like, that kid could be the apple of my eye. That kid could be Timmy one day. The apple of my eye. Maybe God saw me like that before he went bad. And then God's trying to convince me he went good. He's good again. He wants to convince me God's good again. That's what he's trying to do. God went bad for a long time, and now he's trying to be good again. That's what it feels like in my life. God went bad for a long period of time, and then he went good. I'm like, what is going on? See how confused I've been? I thought God went bad for a big portion of my life. Then he went good. He's trying to be good now. It's been an interesting road. It's been an interesting road. Oh my God, was good the whole time. What? No way. That almost makes things worse. God was looking out for everybody around me, blessing them. He was good the whole time to them. And I went through hell on earth. What? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'll still prove I'm better than Jesus by the end of this. I'll prove I'm better than him by the end of this. I'll disprove his nobility. Something. If he leaves me hanging, I'll disprove his nobility. In front of all of his followers, I'll disprove his nobility. I'll be the better man before I die, officially. Before I'm left hanging, officially, I'll prove Jesus. I'll disprove his nobility. Yes, I will. That's just where I'm at on the journey. I'm a man of mercy now. Apparently, I'm a man of mercy. I'm a man that would stare into somebody that I've defeated And instead of giving the final blow to kill the man, I look into his eyes. I have empathy for the man. And I throw my weapon to the ground. But the crowd still cheers me for being merciful. And that's what I feel happened. The heavens cheered me for being merciful. They did. He showed mercy. We can't believe it. If this was an earlier time in his life, he would not have shown mercy at all. He would not have cared at all. But now he does care and show mercy. That's exactly what happened. That's where I'm at. That's the growth that has happened. That's where I'm at. I'm Maximus the Merciful. I am at this time. No joke. No joke. Is my mercy on God's level? No. But I kind of understand where God's coming from with the mercy. Kind of. Maybe that's what he's trying to teach me. The mercy thing. Maybe. To see why he shows mercy when he does. Why he does. Maybe. Like I said, God is teaching me all these things about him throughout this period. That I didn't think he was most of my life. I thought he was trash. I thought he was garbage most of my life, God. But I thought he was less than any ant on the ground. I thought an ant on the ground had more morals than God. I did. No joke. That's what I thought most of my life. No, God's showing me that's not true. No joke. God's mercy may rule the fate of men, like in Lord of the Rings. The mercy of Bilbo may rule the fate of men. The mercy of me may rule the fate of men. Maybe someday along in the future, that guy may find Jesus, have a change of heart. He may change his ways drastically. Who knows? Only God knows. But if I would have killed him, it would never given him a chance to find Jesus. Never given him a chance in this lifetime. I would have just sent him straight to Jesus. Or hell, wherever. But anyways, that's enough for this video. Adam the Merciful. Adam the Merciful. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. At least for some people. Adam the Merciful. But I did. This was probably no accident. When I was looking at the Bible today, of all the pages, I come to the page in the verse where it says, "Do not kill." No joke. I'm like, I didn't kill. I didn't kill, God. I didn't kill. Nope. I did not kill. As it says in your word. That apparently is true. Your word that you believe in. Even though you may burn everybody and kill everybody, I'm supposed to not kill. Okay. Alright. Hypocrisy. Anyway, it's probably no accident I read that in the Bible. Do not kill. A few days after, where I showed mercy. I showed mercy. When normally I would not show mercy. Normally, of my life, I would not have shown mercy. In that scenario, I would not have. I would just send him to the afterlife. Send him on his way to the afterlife. On your way. I'll be joining you in a second. I'll be joining you in a second. Don't you worry. Anyway. So that's all I want to say. Maximus the Merciful. That's where I am on this uh, gladiator road of living the real life of the gladiator in real life. That's where I'm at in that real movie, is that point where he's merciful. I never thought I would get to that point of that movie, of where he's merciful. I thought I'd be at that point where he's just like mad and angry and taking it out on everybody, wanting to die, disappointing the gods, scratching the god tattoo off his arm. I thought I'd be like that forever. I did. I thought I'd be like that forever. But I hit that point that he hit, that he was merciful. He was merciful. I hit that point. I did. Yes, I did. I hit that point. It's taken a long time for me to get to that point. It's taken a long time. A long time for me to get to that point. To be merciful. No joke. Because God always reminds me, remember my mercy. Remember my great mercy. Keeps reminding me of that. I'm on a mercy period right now. I am. Keeps having to remind me of that. You're on a mercy period. Grace period. I am. No joke. I'm like, did I do the purpose yet? Is the mercy period over? Can I die now? Can I be translated like Enoch? That's another thing I saw in the Bible today. When Enoch got translated because he pleased God so much. I'm like, have I not pleased you enough, God? Can you translate me off the planet? Apparently that hasn't happened yet. I have not pleased God enough yet. I have not. I have not, so I'm going to wake up tomorrow. God damn it. Time flies when you're having fun. Making a video. Maximus the Merciful. That's where I'm at. Mercy. Mercy. No joke. Anyway, that's all I'll say for this video. I thought I should make a video about it. Just to document where I'm at on my trek. I'm merciful. I'm merciful. What's wrong with me? I'm the battle axe and I'm merciful? That ain't good. That ain't good. A battle axe that's merciful? That ain't good, God. That ain't good. But I showed mercy. I threw down my axe. I did. I threw down my axe. I could have killed the guy. I could have drove him down. I could have. But I threw down my axe. I did. I threw it down. I showed mercy. I did. In front of the heavens, in front of everybody, I showed mercy. No joke. Maybe the mercy will be returned to me someday. God's like, it has been shown to you. God showed me the mercy. It has been shown to me. Oh yeah. God showed me the example of mercy first. And God bless him. Even though sometimes I feel like he would have been more merciful if he just would have killed me instantly. Having walked this road this long, I'm like, just killing me instantly probably would have been more merciful. It would have been more merciful if he just would have. Instant death. That would have been more merciful, probably. I hope he hears me. Anyways, that's all I want to say for this long ass video. Long video. And I'll talk to you later.